Burke's on his feet. He looks up and gives me a grin and says, "Hey dude, you too must be from Marin." Marin County's A-OK, from Tam to Stinson all the way to MA. Fresh organic veggies in the market every day. The Dennis, Dylan, and NW.
Welcome to the RUN TMC Podcast. That is the RUN, the Marin County Podcast, a podcast about the sport of basketball based in the geolocation of Marin County, California. Marin County, north of San Francisco, east of the Pacific Ocean, and south of Paradise. I'm Duffy Ballard. I am your co-host of the RUN TMC Podcast. This is season 3, episode 14. And before we get into the episode, Dave, this is the podcast appointed time for banter. And we have the trade deadline coming up. Today is January 30th, and the trade deadline is sneaking up on us. Well, it is steamrolling up on us February 5th. There are a lot of rumors that are swirling around. Maybe a big trade could happen like last year, or maybe things will fizzle and the Warriors season right along with them. So, Dave, we're going to do a couple voice memos back and forth before we get into this interview, which was awesome. But first, let me toss it back to you.
Thank you, Duff. Nice to hear from you. Hello, RUN TMC. This is a great interview with our buddy Spencer Spivy. I was sad to do it without Duffy, but we made do. There was a babbling brook in the background. It was very moody. It had aura, as the kids would say. But first, let's talk about the trade deadline. Very interesting week ahead of us. Curious what the Warriors are going to do. Mike Dunleavy has a tough decision. Obviously, the window on Steph's career and viability for a title is narrowing, is closing slowly. So making a move for a player like Giannis, who's clearly on the market and the Bucks are open to dealing him, it's very compelling. But I was actually sitting with a good friend of mine. I'm in Los Angeles right now, and I was sitting with my friend Eric Gilbert, an old friend from college who's a Phoenix native. And we were discussing the Suns, and the Suns have a great team this year. They're playing awesome basketball. They're sharing the ball. And the Suns made a big, splash a couple years ago getting Kevin Durant, and KD didn't really pan out for him. So sometimes making that big deal doesn't always work out. And are you mortgaging the future? Obviously, the Warriors are very protective of the draft picks beyond the Steph era, so a couple years out, and they're loath to part with those. And obviously then teams want those vaunted picks. So Mike Dunleavy's got a lot of decisions to make over the next couple days. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I personally hope they do not trade Jimmy Butler, because I love Jimmy. We've talked about our deep love for Jimmy and his game. Even though he's hurt and out for the rest of the year, I would love to see Jimmy back in a Warriors uniform eventually. Will they trade Podziemski? Will they trade Draymond? Obviously, Kuminga is the one that is on the block, the most obvious trade piece. He's got tons of talent and athleticism. Can he be a viable NBA player? I don't know. Hard to say. Obviously has flashed brilliant moments, but he's also can get lost out there. So Mike Dunleavy, good luck. Good luck on the trade deadline to the Warriors. And Duff, I don't know. What do you think? Should we do the deal? We'll see. Back to you. And then I'm very excited to share this Spencer Spivey interview. Spencer's dope. He's the man. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you asking me of my opinion. That's very considerate of you. So I will say, first of all, with this trade deadline situation, you buried the lead so far. Dennis Schroeder got traded yet again for, Dave, how many teams has he not played for in the NBA? And how many shades of highlight has he not had in his hair? But I love that guy. Great player. Anyways, just one of those guys that's moving around some now. So with regards to the Warriors and big trades, or let's talk about Giannis. So Dave, I was just spending some time with a friend of the podcast and author, former Warriors insider, and a man who I share a lot of genetic material with, Chris Ballard. And his take was the Warriors probably will not get Giannis, and the Bucks probably won't move Giannis. But if there is that offer that is next level, then it could happen. And apparently, David, you're a finance guy. You understand the numbers better than I do. It's better for the Bucks and they try and move him in the summer. But if Giannis is really pushing the envelope, maybe it happens sooner. And the question is, and this is what Chris asked me, like, what would you give up? So you got to give up either Butler or Draymond, Butler or Draymond, and you got to give up Kuminga and Podziemski. I'm kind of cool with Kuminga and Podziemski. And then you got to give up a lot of picks. So is it 3 picks, 4 picks, 5 picks? What are the nature of these picks? So there you go. Like you're starting to think about, okay, well, Giannis is going to be out for a month or so. If he comes back, is he 100%? Does he immediately get hurt again? Very real possibility. We saw that last year. Anthony Davis got traded and then he got hurt. So taking that all into consideration, do you want to mortgage some future for the opportunity to win like now and next year? Dave, I'm going to say yes, we do it, both because I don't like to defer situations where I feel enjoyment. Right now is good. I don't want to put it off until I'm 70, see the Warriors win another championship. That's probably secondary to the primary consideration, which is as a Warriors fan, we will never see a player that we can root for more and with absolute joy and lack of any reservation about character or style of play or work ethic or anything. We will not see Steph Curry equivalent in any form on the Warriors in our lifetimes. In our lifetimes, Dave. And maybe our kids, yeah, all right, I've got to hope for them, but not in our lifetime. So if they have a chance to make another deep run, whether it's like this year or perhaps bring Butler back next year, get him rehabbed. He's got 16 months or so before the NBA playoffs in 2027. I say go for it. Do what you can. Mike Dunleavy, I know you're listening. Let's get it done. Okay, Dave, that is my take. And now I'm going to push it back to you. And I will ask you to please give a word out to our sponsors after you respond to my thoughts. And then we're going to intro the interview and we'll be ready to go. All right. Thank you, Dave.
Good thought, Steph. I don't disagree. Carpe diem. Carpe Steph. Steph diem. Let's do it. Let's make the trade. Let's do something to get Steph some help. I'm okay parting ways with JK and Pods, even if we have to give up my man Jimmy. I don't really want to give up Jimmy, though. I love Jimmy too much. Another aspect of Jimmy Butler, I can't remember if we've talked about this on the podcast, but Duffy, he's a coffee impresario. He's got Big Face Coffee. He's got his own coffee brand. He roasts it. He's a total coffee nerd. I love that guy. And he plays off 2 feet and moves the ball beautifully. So what more could you want in a guy? But we'll see what happens this week with the trade deadline. Good luck to all the NBA squads out there making your deals. Mike Dunleavy, working the phones. And I'm going to work the phone right now to thank our sponsors. The Great Social Club. Thank you, Tessa White. Encore Custom. The Hub. Batiste Rum. John Lawson. We love our sponsors. We got a few more who have knocked on our door, our virtual proverbial door that we're talking to. So thanks for all the support and thanks to our listeners for hanging with us here as we're careening through season 3. It's been a lot of fun. Great episode today. Awesome interview. Only, I'll say this, marginally awesome interview. The guest was phenomenal. The only downside was it was just me, Duff. It wasn't you. You were busy. You were double booked. You're a busy man. But it was truly an honor to have Spencer Spivy sit down with us. I go through Spencer's background in the interview, so I'll just do a cursory overview here. He's a Bay Area guy. He grew up in San Francisco. He went to University High School, played for Randy Veslow, has a great stories about playing for Randy and what a program Randy has built. Just an absolute legend. And university is always good. And Spencer, one of the best to have ever played at university for sure. Went on to play in college at the Division III level at Williams. And while he was at Williams, he made a wonderful documentary that we talk about at length. So I'll let Spencer explain it. But we reached out to him because we really liked his story, loved the movie, and he was really gracious to hop over the bridge, enjoy some Marin green tea with me at Equator, and we had a really nice conversation. So thank you so much, Spencer. You're a gentleman, you're a scholar, you're a great guy, and your story's really interesting, and a very thoughtful guy with cool perspective on basketball, on life, on academics. Just a really good guy. Duff, hope you enjoy the interview.
I concur, Dave. We can agree about Jimmy and 2 feet in the paint and loving coffee and appreciating our sponsors, who we will hear from again in the mid-interview with Spencer Spivy, who we can agree was fantastic. And we can also concur, Dave, that this episode was mostly Dave. Dave and Spencer and a babbling brook. I am reminded of a number in a theatrical production that I saw just yesterday, Dave, which I highly recommend. This is a quick dime coming out of nowhere, but the Book of Mormon at the Orpheum. I'd say that you can imagine a 2.5-hour episode of South Park with real people and with a lot of song and quite a bit of profanity, and most of it, if not all of it, poking a great deal of fun at the Mormon religion. It was very fun. A lot of very clever lines just slipped into songs that otherwise sounded like they were going to be really serious. High energy. Anyway, highly recommend, Dave. There's a number early in the production that is called Mostly Me, and I thought immediately of this episode of the podcast. So they're 2 missionaries, Dave, Elder Cunningham and Elder Price. They're on their way to Uganda. Elder Price is going to be a leader in the Mormon church. He's got his act together. Elder Cunningham, not so much. He has failed all the tests. He doesn't know the Book of Mormon, and he's a goofball, reminding me of Jonah Hill. And so anyway, Elder Price is singing to Elder Cunningham, and he says, "Every hero needs a sidekick. Every captain needs a mate. Every dinner needs a side dish on a slightly smaller plate. And now we're seeing eye to eye. It's so great we can agree that the podcast gods have chosen you and me, but mostly Dave." So yes, mostly Dave. For every Simon and Garfunkel, Smith and Weston, Razor and Mr. T, Steph and Clay, there has to be a moment when the sidekick kind of vanishes into the background and let the real star shine. And that was you, Dave. That was you, Dave, in this episode. Excellent job with this interview. I really enjoyed listening to it. I provided an outro on the back end. So that is the mostly Dave part of this. You do get my perspective. After the interview has run, we will have a quick outro, and then we'll be on to Stroke 9. Thank you again for listening. We appreciate you all.
Okay. Before we end, Spencer Spivy, welcome. Duffy couldn't make it, sadly. He's at practice, but
no worries.
Spencer is, I want to be clear, I reached out to Spencer. Spencer is not jonesing to be on this podcast. I dragged him across the Golden Gate Bridge.
I'm very happy to be here.
He's thrilled to be here. I bought him a green tea to buy an hour with him, but Spencer's got an awesome story and I'm really excited to talk to him. So let's start from the beginning. We'll kind of do the bio naturally as we talk through this. So grew up in San Francisco, went to high school at the great university.
Yes.
And played for Randy Veslow.
Correct. Yeah. That was back in 2014 when I first started. I played JV my first year.
Okay. How tall were you as a freshman?
Ooh. I used to joke that I was 5'12", but I was really 5'11".
How tall are you now?
I'm 6'6" now.
Okay.
So I was 5'11" on JV, played for Ryan Chisholm.
Yep.
Shout out him. They developed me pretty well. By my sophomore year, I was starting on varsity. I was 6'2".
Okay.
And then by my junior year, I was 6'5" and getting college looks. And then I committed to Williams at the start of my senior year. Had a great senior year. I love university.
Yeah.
Great experience.
We're gonna get into university. That system fascinates me, and what Randy has done with that program.
Yeah.
Including, now we've talked about it in recent episodes, seeing university play right now. Like, they just had an amazing game against Marin Catholic, 96-95 high school game, 32-minute high school game. Actually went into overtime. So 36-minute high school game, but 96-95.
Wow.
So not a ton of defense was played, but actually the teams were playing hard, but it's just two teams that play up pace and shoot a lot of threes. So we'll talk about that. So as Spencer mentioned, he went to Williams, had a great career at Williams as a player. While he was at Williams, he and some of his teammates and classmates documented his senior year in a movie, which is called Sideline Story. We're going to put the link in the show notes. I saw this movie. I absolutely loved it. This is why I reached out to Spencer. I want to be clear. Spencer's not trying to promote this movie. They're not putting it in festivals. They're not peddling this thing.
Yeah.
I think it's an awesome movie. I think every high school basketball player should watch this movie.
Appreciate it. That's nice.
I really love it. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about your experience playing Division III.
Yep.
But also making a movie, which is pretty cool. So we'll get into that stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you about my choice of playing Division III.
Yes. Let's do that now, because you were a star at university, 20 points a game, 6'5", you could shoot it. You're playing in this great up-tempo system. You're starting to get some college looks. So talk about your recruiting process.
Yes. So my dream, like many people's dream, was to go D1.
Yeah.
My more nuanced dream was to go to the Ivy League, because I've just had this goal of using basketball to get me up in life and have a healthy, happy, successful career and family. So that was always the goal, is combine that at an Ivy League school, D1 plus great academics.
Yeah.
So I got looked at pretty closely by the whole gamut, and I went to all those camps, all the Ivy League camps out there. I talked to all the head coaches. Some came out to see me here. And then I went down to Vegas and all these places. By the end of the summer, I played well. I did my thing, but it just was clear I was just right on the edge. Didn't get any offers to the Ivy League schools.
What do you think it was? Was it your athleticism? Was it defense? Like, I mean, because you could fill it up. Like,
sure.
So what was the reason that you didn't think you went D1?
That's a great question.
It's like therapy. So
Yeah,
you can let it out.
I know. Now it's like, damn. That's a great question. I think at the time when I was playing AAU was the chance that I really got to show my stuff.
Who'd you play for, by the way? What?
Bay Area Warriors. Randy was my coach.
Oh, Randy. Okay,
yeah,
of course.
So
it
was a system I knew. I was playing well. I think that I didn't appreciate how quickly the window would close on. You really had about a game or two to prove it. And I had the closest one was Dartmouth. I had a coach at Dartmouth who was really vouching for me. And there were some games in Vegas where I went out there, passed up a few layups, probably had 10-point game instead of a 20-point game. It wasn't even that I was inefficient. It was that I was playing the team ball. And I'm proud of playing that way, but there are certain moments I think you need to go get yours, and this is your chance.
So this is I asked this question, it's kind of a leading question. We talked about this a lot on different episodes of this podcast when we talk to coaches, players about club basketball.
Yeah.
And there's this ethos that everybody's kind of getting theirs in club because that's the thing, right? And then there are players like you who I've seen you play, like you play the game the right way.
Sure.
You played for Coach App at Williams. We're going to talk about that. You guys play this great brand of basketball, share the ball, really deep team. You play basketball the right way, and that actually probably hurts you a little bit when you're in a gym full of kids and coaches.
Yeah.
and you have this limited window of time to show them what you got.
Yeah, just in that moment. Like, I'm proud of playing the right way the whole career.
Yeah.
But I remember I had like literally 7 Ivy League coaches lined up for my first game in Vegas. And I think I had 4 points or something. And then the next day it was like 1 or 2.
Interesting.
And I remember Randy had called me out in Vegas. One of the few times, he's a great coach that puts in confidence and dialogues with you, but he called me and he said, Spencer, it's time to go. You got to go for it this weekend. But it all worked out. I ended up at Williams. They were also in Vegas and they liked what they saw. But that was like the near miss on the Ivy League was just in those few games, I think.
So the idea was, okay, go to a high academic D1.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, clearly academics very important to you. You're a great student. Did you ever think about D2 or was it kind of, you wanted a liberal arts education and basketball would just be a part of that?
So I did not. I wish I had thought, maybe not necessarily about D2, but I wish I had thought in a broader sense. I was one who really got caught up in the rankings and the lists. I feel like everyone does.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I saw Williams was high on the list and I just kind of fell in love with that. One of my regrets, I don't have many regrets. I had a great time at Williams, but I do wish I had given more attention to Bay Area, California, West Coast schools, stay near home. I had some low-level D1 looks from like, I don't know, Montana State or what have you, Washington State or whatever these West Coast schools were. And I was just like, I need to go to the highest ranking academic school.
Yep.
I had those blinders on, and if that was the right philosophy or not, I don't know. I'm in an okay space now, so I have no regrets, but that was my philosophy.
So when you were at university and you're playing, and you played against, some really good Branson teams. I was going to a lot of those games with like Peyton Malarkey and Vic and those teams. How good were you as a high school player? Like, were you one of the best players in the Bay Area, one of the best players in the state? Like,
interesting question. I mean, humbly speaking.
Yeah, don't be humble.
I won't
be honest.
I mean, my senior year, I was voted the best player in San Francisco by the Chronicle and the Examiner.
Okay.
I believed it, certainly, my junior year.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get that recognition to my senior year. As far as in the area, there were only 2 to 3 players that I felt like were better than me.
Yeah.
And I felt like I could play against anyone. One of my best games, you had asked about the best players you've ever played.
Yeah.
I played the Mobley brothers in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And Okongwu.
Yeah.
Had a cool, 15 points on them.
Nice.
I just felt like I could hang with anybody. And at the time, I felt pretty unstoppable in the Bay Area scene.
Awesome. Okay, so you get to D3, you get to Williams. How do you stack up as a freshman at Williams? And I know I can't remember the timeline, but I know COVID played a role in your college life.
Yeah,
same with everybody your age. So when did COVID happen for you?
COVID happened the end of my sophomore year.
Okay.
So it split it actually in half.
Okay, interesting.
And there's actually kind of 2 stories to the 2 halves. COVID was not a blessing for any of us, but for my basketball career, gave me actually some needed time off. Because my first 2 years, I didn't play really at all my freshman year, which sucked, obviously.
Yeah.
And my sophomore year, I started again, but I think I had a stretch where I missed like 25 threes in a row, or just one of those mental spaces that you hate to be in. And I just never really righted the ship that year. Luckily, COVID for my career again happened.
Yeah.
I got a year off, kind of retooled and refreshed my mind. And my junior and senior year, I was all league and kind of took off and felt like I was at where I wanted to be.
Awesome. So freshman year, when you get in there, why do you think you didn't play? Were you just not good enough? Were you not fast enough?
That's funny. I think it was mostly physical.
Okay.
I was 6'5", 190, 195.
Okay. So you had to get a little bigger.
I had to get bigger. I think Randy is the best offensive coach I've ever played for.
Yeah.
But Coach App is the best defensive coach I ever played for.
Okay.
That was a bit of a mismatch. My defense wasn't where he wanted it to be.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And so that was, I think, the biggest thing. Because I could still shoot it with anybody up there, but I couldn't really guard.
And so we nerd out in this podcast. If Duffy were here, he'd be nerding out too. So let's talk about your defense.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
You just on ball. You can't stop somebody, or was it you weren't getting the schemes on rotations? Like, what do you think it was specifically that you needed to catch up on?
So App had a system. It was kind of like a pack line defense, you might call it, where every pass you needed to sprint to your gap.
Yep.
It was kind of like almost a man in the appearance of a zone.
Yep.
And I had been used to, I have very long arms. I have a big wingspan, just kind of roaming.
Right.
And like my height and my length would cover it.
And you could get away with that.
Yeah. And I could get away with it.
Yeah.
And I think it was my speed and my strength in particular I wasn't quite getting to those gaps fast enough.
Okay.
When the ball would rotate, dudes would rip right by me.
Yeah.
And then similarly,
I remember.
I might get caught in the post, or on a drive, I would just consistently get nudged out of the way with people's shoulders.
Got it. Yeah.
And so it was really just about strengthening my body, honestly. Yeah.
So back to Randy, like Randy's system. So you guys press, you push pace, you shoot threes. Nothing has changed. It's a really fun brand of basketball to watch. Did you like playing in that kind of offensive system?
Oh, absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as a shooter, he was just the most empowering coach ever. I remember there was one practice where he said, I want you guys to only shoot NBA threes this whole practice. I'm going to take your stats and prove to you that you shoot just as high of an efficiency as right up on the line. And then he showed it to us and said, I want you guys to just shoot anything. Like, he didn't say it that way, but that was the vibe I got, was complete confidence in some of our best shooters.
Awesome.
And it was so fun.
That's great. Yeah.
And on that subject, you had asked for little tidbits or little like gems about basketball. I apologize to Randy if I'm giving away his trade secrets.
That's great. Come on.
But
somebody needs to.
I think one of the best things he ever did was, have you heard of this 10,000 shot challenge?
No.
Okay. So are you familiar with the idea of 10,000 repetitions?
Of course.
Equals mastery? It's like
10,000 hours.
Yeah. So this is the same idea. Randy, at the start of every offseason, will say, all right, I'm challenging you guys. I want you to shoot 10,000 threes over the next 3 months. And I want you to keep track of it. And whoever completes it, I'm going to give you a shirt, or I'm going to give you these, like this Red Devils shirt or something. And so I think I did it 6 times.
Wow.
So 60,000 threes. And each time, the first time I did it, I was a sophomore. And just hitting 10,000 was such a confidence booster mentally, but also just the reps you're getting.
You got to take them, or you have to make them?
Take them.
Take it. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's how many shots is that a day?
So it's about 200 a day.
Okay. Over the summer.
Oh, it's over. He did it per quarter, I guess.
Okay.
So the summer was 3 months.
Yep.
The fall was another 10,000 shot challenge. You didn't have to do it during the season.
Yeah.
And then the spring, you had an opportunity to do it.
Amazing.
But like, how many programs are having their kids put up 60,000 shots?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what a great tool.
Starting to see why university scores in the 80s and 90s consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys can shoot.
Yeah. So I don't know. Great motivational thing. And
that's really cool.
A ton of fun too.
That's awesome. Okay. So now back to Williams. So freshman year, you're getting adjusted to college life. You're learning the rotations. You're sprinting to gaps. You're going to start getting big and start eating more protein at the dorms. Now, sophomore year, you start to play.
Yeah.
Discuss the life of a D3 basketball player.
Ooh, another great question. So honestly, I think it's way harder than people think from a routine and a maintenance sense.
Yeah.
Only because you're playing at the top level of D3, you're playing at effectively a low D1 level.
Yeah.
But you don't have the assets,
the resources,
and the staff and the resources of D1. And at the school I was going to, you are pressured academically at such a high level.
Yeah.
So if you're not on your shit and you're not sleeping, eating, resting, studying, part of what happened my sophomore year when I was in that slump is I was in just a personal slump of I can't keep up with school. I committed to, I was playing in the jazz band. I was doing all this stuff.
So you're just overwhelmed.
Overcommitted. Yeah. And that was a big lesson. Once I kind of got that under control, my feet under me, mental health improved, and my basketball performance improved.
And then, so you mentioned COVID happened,
Mm-hmm.
and in a strange way, that was like a welcome break for you. So what did you do during COVID?
I actually took a big break from basketball. I'm a big believer in that is necessary, like especially in the spring after your season. I think you need to take 2 months off, but I got to take off 4. That was the first thing I did, and then I just really worked on my body. Our season got canceled the next year, so I took a semester off from school. We all actually lived together in certain areas in the country, my teammates and I.
Oh, interesting.
We bonded like that. We all took time off.
Where'd you live?
It was actually one of the most privileged places in the world. We were in Nantucket, and then we were in Sonoma, just staying at friends' houses.
Awesome.
So
that's great.
Again, the world was suffering, and it was a terrible time, but I was able to luckily refresh myself thanks to my friends, family, and supporters, I guess.
Yeah. So then you come back from COVID, and now was that year after COVID? Is that when you made the movie, or was there was a year between?
There's a year between, yeah.
Okay. So your junior year,
mm-hmm.
and I remember the movie references this.
Yeah.
Sorry. I feel like Spencer, I love you. I'm mentioning all these things that were challenges for you. You missed a shot.
Yeah.
It's in the movie.
Yeah.
You missed a big shot.
Yeah.
That's okay. Shoot or shoot.
That's
you had
fine.
to take it.
Yes.
You had to take it.
Yes.
But that was like what? Conference championship?
Yes.
Okay. So that was a great season. Obviously, you guys made it far.
Yep.
That was great. So then you go into your senior year, and now you got a lot of motivation.
Yep.
And then you decide to make this movie. Talk about why you wanted to make this movie.
Yeah. Well, I can set the scene with that shot, I guess. I mean, it was the championship game. It was tie game with a second left, and I had a 3 at the top of the key, and I missed it short. And if there's not a better metaphor than that, we felt like, so we had all of our guys returning the next year.
Yeah.
And we had just made a championship. We made it the Sweet 16 in the tournament, but we felt like we were on the cusp of a really great year. We had a crew of creative-minded people like myself. I'm big into music and film.
Yeah.
It's sort of a side hustle. We put the crew together. We had this idea to have cameras in the locker room all year, and we just started filming. And I have a lot to say about it. It was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
I have regrets, and I'm glad we did it in some ways. And it all came together in this documentary at the end of the season, my senior year, of which we actually did not win really anything of importance. So no championships were hung up, no banners hung up.
But a big part of that was you got hurt in a critical game.
This is true.
Late. And I mean, you were a critical piece of that team, obviously. So that had an impact.
Yes. So I got hurt in the playoffs.
Yep.
The second game of the playoffs. And another devastating memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, even hurt or not, it was a big learning experience and a big pressure that we put on the team to have cameras all the time.
Yeah.
And that's one of my regrets is there's already phones everywhere. There's already so much digital pressure.
Right.
And I felt that while I'm glad we have this evidence and this memory to look back on, I sometimes wish, I said this in the movie, I sometimes wish we had just put the cameras away and played basketball.
There was this, one of my favorite parts of the movie, really poignant moment where you're talking to your teammate after the fact, and you said just that. Yeah. And you equated it to, and I think about this all the time. Like I'm a big music guy. I go to concerts and I pull out my phone because I want to remember this moment. But then I'm also thinking, why don't I just put my phone away and enjoy this moment?
Yeah.
And it's this battle that we all have we have these amazing tools in our pocket that we can document everything, but sometimes maybe it's better to not document everything and just experience it. And your teammate said the absolute opposite. It's like, I'm really glad that we have this document. I can remember this, and maybe I'm going to see aspects of this that I didn't see when I was experiencing it. It's just a really interesting, two sides of the same issue, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think both are valid. I don't know. We'll see over the years if I look back on this movie and it makes, every time I watch it, I cry or I feel a new feeling. Editing it was brutal. I had to watch these.
So do you think people, so as you watch it, and even as you watch yourself, do you think people are being authentic, knowing that a camera is rolling Are people behaving the way that they would normally behave, or do you think that people are kind of posturing for the camera in those situations?
We are sponsored by Encore Custom. From the field to the gym and everywhere in between, Encore Custom designs high-performance team apparel built for athletes, coaches, and active communities. Each piece is crafted with technical precision, modern fits, and customizable details that bring your team identity to life. Shop their ready-to-wear performance gear online or in-store, or create custom designs made exclusively for your team. Visit www.encorecustom.com or stop by their headquarters at 891 4th Street in San Rafael, California, to see where performance meets design. Thank you, Neil, and the Encore Custom team for your support. We love you.
And thank you to our newest sponsor, the Social Club. That is the Social KLUB, a modern indoor playground in Sausalito for kids aged 0 to 7. It is designed for play, exploration, and creativity. By day, it's a beautifully curated play space where kids can burn energy and parents can relax. That sounds great if you have little kids. And after hours, it transforms into a hub for adult classes, workshops, and events, bringing the same sense of community to grown-ups too. This is co-founded by Tessa White, who is a big fan and now a sponsor of the podcast. Thank you to Tessa. And you can find the Social Club at 2650 Bridgeway in Sausalito, California. The Social Club is also available for rental for parties. You pay the rent, then there is the party, and the rest is gravy. The Run TMC podcast is also sponsored by The Hub in San Anselmo. With plenty of parking and new Tesla charging stations at Red Hill Shopping Center, The Hub is the go-to burger spot where locals come to dine, drink, socialize, and sponsor Run TMC podcast roundtables. While their 100% grass-fed burgers are divine, the menu also features healthy salads made with local produce, vegetarian and vegan options, and the best crispy chicken sandwich in Marin. Amen to that. With 8 craft beers and ciders on tap, plus hand-spun milkshakes, there is something for everyone. Big thank you again to Jerry and Rebecca, to Jake and Dexter Beers, and all of the Hub staff that welcome us to the Hub for good food and good company and above average podcasting. Thank you again to the Hub.
We are sponsored by Batiste Rum. Thank you to our friend John Lawson for supporting us again. Batiste Rum is imported in bulk from the French Caribbean before proofing and bottling in Napa. It's made from 100% sugarcane juice, not molasses or syrups like other rums, so it's light and dry with a clean, not sweet taste, making it perfect for mixing your favorite cocktail. Its production process has been third-party verified as being carbon negative without relying on purchased offsets, so you know it's done right. Find Batiste Rum at fine local retailers like United, Nugget, Total Wine, Marin Beverage Outlet, and more, or ask for it. Check it out at Batiste Rum, that's BATISTERHUM.com. And please always drink responsibly. Thanks, John.
So the short answer, what I found was that there was a lot of sort of subconscious posturing. I don't think anyone was trying to be someone they were not.
Yeah.
Or seeing the cameras and saying, oh, I'm going to do this or that. But I did notice when the cameras went away, it was almost like, it's like sigh of relief.
Right.
And even jokingly, like our coach would only cuss us out when the cameras are off. He would have his biggest moments when we turn it up. And that's fine, like as he should.
Yeah.
But you need a little bit of tension. Every season has that moment where it's like, oh, we've lost 3 in a row, or
absolutely
we need to wake up.
Yeah.
We had to hold some players only meetings, no cameras allowed.
Cameras.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish we had done a bit more of that, to your point.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, another theme of the movie that's interesting is dealing with some of the off-court stuff. So like injuries, which is sort of an on-court, off-court thing, not just yours, but your teammates and you know, everybody listening to this is either a coach or a player, and we've all dealt with injuries to some degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you deal with your injury? Because I know that's really hard. I mean, sitting there, particularly for you, like the last couple of games of your senior year and you can't play.
Yeah.
Emotionally, what was that like for you?
Yeah. It definitely, I mean, I've had a nice life, so it's nice to say, but definitely one of the hardest moments of my life was putting 16 years into this passion and then it all crashing down in a moment.
Yeah.
I actually felt a lot of relief in the moments after, just because, it was almost a catharsis. Like, it was clear. I twisted my ankle and it was clear, like, I'm not coming back. Season's over.
It's over.
It's done. It was almost like, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Big, like, wave of emotions. And then, so that was 2 or 3 years ago. I really haven't played basketball since.
Really?
Really not at all. And part of that is because the injury I had turned into a nerve issue that continued to give me pain.
Yeah.
But it forced me to entirely change really who I am. I mean, I still am a basketball player at heart. But the game ended way quicker than I thought it would. I mean, I'm only 25, so I still have I still have a dream of getting back out there.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling better. But it was just like a life-changing moment, and happens to all of us. I think that's what I learned. A lot of my peers were like, I wish I could be out there too still.
Yeah.
But my back
for sure.
But it happened quicker than I thought it would.
So, impossible question, but let's say you didn't get injured.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you be now? Do you think you would have wanted to try to play overseas or pursue basketball post-college?
Yeah, I probably... I've thought about this a lot.
Sure.
If I had not gotten injured, I probably would have been an All-American. Probably would have had a deeper postseason run. Or my team would.
Yeah.
Probably would have gotten an agent for overseas. Would have looked at who knows where. I don't know.
Yeah.
And probably would have been tempted to do that. But honestly, at the same time, my girlfriend was moving to New York. And it felt like life was moving. My peers, my girlfriend was moving in this direction that wasn't being in Italy alone playing basketball.
Yeah.
So who's to say?
Yeah.
I would have given it a look, but I ended up going to grad school in New York.
Great.
It all worked out.
It all worked out. You seem very happy,
Appreciate
which
it.
is great. But yeah, I mean, and it's just all part of life. So anyway, again, Spencer is not plugging his movie. I am pushing it because I think it's great. It's called Sideline Story. I think it's awesome. You mentioned that when you watch it, sometimes it brings you to tears. I'll be honest, it made me. There were moments where I got weepy watching. I think it's an emotional thing.
Can I ask you when?
Yeah, I actually just wrote it down. There's a montage at the end.
Yeah.
Where you got some Norah Jones, got some nice tunes going, but it's just a cool snapshot of life for you guys, and including some images of you guys during COVID. And there was one part that it just shows you what a dork I am, but like there's a clip of you guys playing pickup outside.
Oh yeah.
Right. Clearly during COVID.
Yeah.
Which is what we were all doing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even me, I'm 50. I was playing pickup outside with my friends during COVID, or coaching my daughter's team outside, and just making do, but like trying to find joy.
Yeah.
And like that got me. Like that you guys just loved the game and wanted to be together and
I appreciate
playing hoops. So I thought that was a really moving. Yeah, I thought it was great. When you got injured, that sucked.
Yeah.
That was a really sad. I mean, we're along with the ride with you guys. We're rooting for you when we're watching that movie. You did a really great job of making a really compelling documentary. I think it's a beautiful film.
Thank you.
So I highly recommend watching it, everybody. It's really cool. So have you thought about making more movies? I know you make music.
Yeah, that's a good question. I now, my job right now is I'm basically on the social media team at 2K.
Yeah.
That's pretty full time. And the movie process was so stressful and so big. It took us 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm currently in my break from movies phase. But
Totally
like
that.
basketball, it does, like, I still dream about it. I still think about all this stuff. So
yeah,
I think it'll come back.
Nice. So any of your Williams teammates still playing hoops or coaching?
Yes. Notably, my friend Nate Karen is on the Thunder coaching staff, which is pretty cool.
Not a bad team.
And I'm always hitting him up, how do they do it?
Exactly.
And
They're pretty darn good.
I don't want to expose any of his secrets, but he
10,000 shots.
Yeah. He's told me some cool things just about one of his roles is he tags the game on defense. Literally every screen they tag success, failure, etc. And they have a score.
Wow.
For Lou Dort, for Caruso.
Yeah.
I don't know what number it is, but today you scored a 45 on defense, and they track that over time. It gives a sense of accountability to why they defend so like incredibly tough.
Yeah.
On random Tuesday nights, is they're tracking every little detail.
I mean, we've talked about this a lot too in multiple episodes. The analytics, the depth of analytics now. So I'm actually curious when you're at Williams, because we've actually I went to a Stanford practice, the women's practice.
Yeah.
And they're tracking everything. And there's a lot of, does that at Williams and at the D3 level, are they filming your practices or are they tracking your stats?
Yes. But again, to the point of staff, at a much lesser extent, we had a head coach and 2 assistants. So they do as much as they can.
Right.
And they use a lot of synergy, I think is what they use.
Yep.
And they did film some of our practices. I can't really remember what they were big on statistically, but they did to an extent.
Yeah.
We didn't see a ton of it, but I know that they and their coach minds had a bunch of tools that they were looking at. So
yeah. How about scouting, like at the D3 level? So let's say you're playing, Amherst.
Yeah.
Coming up. How detailed is the scout and how much time are you spending on the scouting report?
It's actually pretty detailed. I would say that's a big change from high school to college, I felt, is we had a whole day before the game, we had a whole session. There's a whole 2-page printout.
Yep.
Our system was each player gets a grade of a shooter.
Okay.
A, B, or C. And it's like how you close out. So A is pretty much a Steph Curry or a Clay.
So you got to
just never let them shoot.
Got to get a hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B is maybe a Moody or somebody.
Okay.
Like respectable.
Yeah.
Maybe not Moody, maybe a Podziemski. And C is like a Draymond.
let him fly.
Yeah, like don't even close out.
Please shoot it.
Yeah. And that gives a pretty good edge in scouting and then defending. Especially if it was interesting, like as a high school player, I was very, like I was saying, I was gunning a lot of threes. I was very offensive minded. I turned into the defensive stopper in college.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I would guard the best player, and what App would always tell me to do is like, if you can take him out and win that matchup, which I pretty much did every time, we're in a great place. And that's a point of pride for me, I guess. But
that's awesome.
So to your point about scouting, I would spend a little bit more time. Just it's easy when it's the best player because there's more film on them. But I would look, and sometimes coach would show me some stuff. But also over the 4 years, you get to know them. But scouting, taking out the best player was I would say across the NESCAC, one of the biggest assets coaches would use, and it would happen to me too, and I hated it.
Yeah. So how often did you see guys who transferred from D1 into D3? I feel like in the movie there were a couple examples of guys who were transfers across divisions.
Honestly, not too common.
Yeah.
I think more often it was actually the other way, from D3 to D1.
Oh, interesting.
Of like Duncan Robinson is the example.
Well, I want to talk about him.
Yeah. Of you have a good freshman year, or even COVID allowed some extra year of eligibility where you would play 4 years at Wesleyan and then go to wherever and play 1 year post-grad.
Yeah. By the way, did people ever reach out to you about transferring? Did you ever
I did, especially around COVID.
Really?
But I stayed loyal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But coaches were pinging you and seeing if you wanted to join them?
Yeah, but it wasn't really that much. But if I had an extra year, I would have really liked to have done that.
Yeah.
I don't think I was a D1 player until my senior year. And I think I could have thrived somewhere, but
I'm sure.
Just ran out of time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So talk about Duncan Robinson. So I think most people know the Duncan Robinson story, but he was a Williams player, D3, as just a freshman, or the freshman and sophomore?
Just a freshman, yeah.
Just a freshman.
Yeah.
Transfers to Michigan. and now multi-year pro.
Yeah.
I mean, a great career.
Kind of has reinvented his career on the Pistons.
Totally on the Pistons, one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, interesting.
Obviously, a long-time Miami Heat guy. We love Coach Spoelstra. Spoelstra used him beautifully. So, was Duncan Robinson a prominent figure in your, like, when you go to Williams? Is that like a cool story?
Yes. I think Williams gets a bit of extra cred, I feel like, for having an NBA guy like that as a D3 school. I think for me, it was also empowering that I was in the same shoes as this guy. And, you know, at the time, I thought maybe I could do that.
Sure.
And then from his perspective, he talked to us, I would say, a handful of times.
I was going to ask. That's cool.
I remember when he followed me on Instagram, I was a freshman. I was like, oh, I've made it.
You made it. This is it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But honestly, yeah, it's just like one of those role models. He actually has a podcast too. I've just
all the cool guys do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
come on.
But yeah, good. We also play sort of similarly, so
you do.
Good person to look up to, I guess.
Totally. Okay, gonna nerd out for a second.
Okay,
what are your favorite drills? Like in practice, whether it's a Randy or a coach app practice. They say this drill, you're like, yes.
I would say, I would counter that. I don't know if I have a specific drill.
Okay,
but more so. So we practice 6 days a week at both levels. I think that I would have preferred more of a 4 or 5 days a week with 1 or 2 days of more individual skill work. I just had my own routines that I felt like if I got in the gym and I was on the gun and I was in the weight room, I was this X much more productive than when you have 18 guys in the gym.
Sure.
6 hoops. You literally can't get as much shots up.
Yeah.
And you lose all this time wrangling everybody.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. If I'm ever a coach I don't know. Yeah. It's a developing thought, but I do think I was a big believer in know your body, know your routines.
Yeah.
And you could be so productive on your own.
Yeah. So when you're in the gym by yourself, you want to get some shots up. You like to set up. So the gun, everybody's a shooting machine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I had those when I was playing. Live on those things. But you want to set up the gun, put on some music, and just get 100 shots up, a couple 100 shots up. Is that
somewhat? Yeah. I was a bit more like it depended on the year, I guess. But I had a big stretch routine into a dribbling routine.
Okay.
Into a finishing routine, and then gun was the finisher.
Got it.
And the idea was Randy had this thing called shooting vitamins. The idea of a vitamin is you take it every day.
Yep.
And just a little amount.
Yeah.
And that was my philosophy with my workouts was dribbling vitamins. Literally, it was like 5 minutes, 2 balls.
Yeah.
If you do it every day, it adds up. Same with finishing. Literally just Micans, both legs, goofy foot.
Yep.
A floater, just my touch around the rim.
How many would you make? Like what for your finishing routines? How many would you try to make?
It was like 3 regular leg, 3 goofy foot, 3 with a jump stop hook.
Okay.
And
both hands.
That.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that much.
Right.
It was just the bare basics, but just do it every day in a small amount.
Yeah.
And then the majority was, I would say, 3-point shooting and on the gun.
Yeah.
But,
that's great.
And I would do some defensive vitamins too. I should give some love to defense.
Let's give some love to defense.
And to your point about favorite drills, actually, is I would have a weighted ball. I would have bands.
Yeah.
I would work on just my movement. And it's actually kind of weird when you think about it to be in a stance with your arms out.
Yeah.
Not something you really train unless you go and do that.
You got to do it.
So
yeah.
That was another one of my vitamins, was the defensive ones.
Did you play pickup growing up? Like, would you go down to the park and just play pickup?
Not until high school.
Oh, you did in high school?
I did in high school.
Is that because Randy would say, go play pickup, or would you just organize it with your friends?
Well, it's more like the pickup that Randy organized with the team. I didn't really play in the park or at the Y or anything.
Yeah.
I just played on my school team, on my club team. I played for Bay City.
Yeah.
Before they were Bay City Warriors.
Yeah.
And then I'm not a huge fan of pickup with strangers, I should say.
Yeah.
Just because you never know who you're going to get. I had some moments where the old guy is undercutting you or taking it too serious.
Could get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And So I was more of a play pickup with teammates.
Yeah.
I would actually got the chance to go to USF to play pickup when I was in high school. Play with people who are better than you, and as opposed to people who are worse than you.
How was that?
Oh, it's awesome.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Humbling and motivating. Yeah.
Totally.
So that's my philosophy on pickup.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of pickup. I think there's what you said about playing older, stronger, better players.
Yeah.
Always encourage kids I coach to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I did when I was younger. I was always trying to play against better players and get my ass kicked. And
for sure. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Very cool. Okay. I'm freezing Spencer here. It's like 45 degrees in Marin. Last couple questions for you, and then I'm going to let you get back to the friendly confines of the city.
Okay.
We sometimes like to do, we call it dime time. We want to drop dimes for our listeners. Like give them advice, whether it's like, so like, for example, one of our dimes was go watch Sideline Story.
Oh, thanks.
So is there a basketball book, show, movie, anything, or like I like your vitamins idea.
Yeah.
Like that's great. Is there another one of those? Like, can you give our listeners some advice on basketball? Drop a dime for our listeners.
I was thinking about this. I actually, because I do want to be a coach, to your questions too.
Yeah.
And if I'm ever a coach, my philosophy is going to boil down, and this is also given the time of year. It's January, so you got playoffs, you got league and playoffs coming up.
Yes.
What edge can you add to just get over the hump? And I think that lies in physical and mental health right now.
Okay.
And I have probably 8 or 10 things I could just list.
Yeah.
If you want.
Please. I got time. If you don't freeze, I have time.
Yes. Okay, great. So starting with physical health, look at what NBA players do with their diet and talk to a nutritionist.
Yeah.
And think about, I mean, obviously processed foods, sugars, sodas. I'm a big alcohol is like a hard no during the season.
Yeah.
Like you can drink when you win the championship if you want.
Yeah.
And you're of age.
Yeah.
Take care of you, fuel your body with good stuff.
Yeah.
And even on game days, are you eating fats in the morning?
Yep.
Complex carbs and protein 4 hours before the game, simple carbs an hour before the game. Like just because it's a game of inches. The championship game you're going to play is going to come down to one shot.
That's great.
That's physical health. Obviously with that comes stretching and foam rolling. And everyone has their routines on that. And then mental health, I think, is the biggest leap you can make, especially with the youth today.
Yeah.
Is think about your mind like a muscle and think about, are you journaling? I'm a big fan of therapy. I go to therapy every 2 weeks.
Great.
If you have that opportunity. Are you into visualization? I don't know if you're into that.
Yeah, totally.
Someone put me onto that of when you visualize, don't see in the third person, see in the first person and rep out everything you want to see in your life.
Yeah.
I'm big on visualization. And then are you resting the right way? Like, are you giving yourself a day out of the week to actually not do anything? Maybe stretch.
Right.
But it's January. You're probably going to play, if you're in high school, 2 to 3 big games a week from on out.
Yep.
It's not only good for your performance, but in the long run, you're going to have a happier life if you take care of your body and mind.
It's great.
That's my dime.
That is such good advice, man. That's amazing. And please go into coaching.
I appreciate it.
When you can.
I appreciate it.
It's fun, man. It's great. I love it. But I think you would do a lot for the kids you coach. So
I appreciate that.
That was very cool. All right, buddy. We've reached crunch time. Okay. This is the end of the interview where we just rattle off a few rapid fire questions.
Okay.
They're stupid questions.
Okay. I'm ready.
But you're going to answer them. Okay. Favorite gym in the Bay Area? Don't say the old university gym.
Oh, it's Kezar.
Okay, good.
Kezar.
Can we talk about how bad your old university gym was?
Oh, what? That's actually up there with Kezar.
The worst.
Like my happy place.
The biggest home court advantage in history.
Yeah, especially the scoreboard that hangs over the court.
Exactly. Yes. The new university court is awesome.
Yeah.
I will say. The Besselo Family Pavilion. Okay. So favorite gym, Kezar. Talk about Kezar.
It's magical.
Yeah.
Just
the history.
The history, it has an essence to it. It has like just a magic to it, and being able to play in a bigger arena.
Yeah.
It feels like a stage.
Yeah.
It's also in Golden Gate Park. Great vibes. I think Kezar is number one.
Great answer. Okay, favorite gym anywhere? I mean, you've obviously played college basketball. You've played all over. What was your favorite gym you've ever played in?
I think it's Oracle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You played there with university.
University. Every year you got to play at Oracle, now Chase.
Right?
But there's a ton of nostalgia about Oracle.
Of course.
It's overplayed a bit, but
yeah,
that was special to get to like see primetime Steph and 2015 Dubs and then play a game.
Play on that court.
Day.
That's amazing.
That was like a dream. So
yeah. By the way, random question. How far did you ever get your university teams? Did you guys ever make it to state? Did you get how far?
Trying to think. I want to say we were in the quarters of state.
Okay.
Of the team I was on. We were in the finals of the state finals my freshman year, but I was on JV. I got called up.
Got it.
But Randy, not to, again, maybe this will motivate Randy, but Randy's never won a state championship.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that we all talk about as the next frontier. And I never got us there. And so
it's a lot different now. I was talking about this with our friend Jonas Honeck, because Jonas won multiple state titles back in the year, but that was when those teams were amazing. But you're D5, you're playing D5.
Yeah.
Right now with competitive equity in this, you get re-slotted. So you'll have some teams that are incredible teams, but you kind of you get punished for your success.
Yeah.
So great job, Randy. You guys crushed D5. Now you're going to play in the D2 NorCals and you're going to lose to, a school with 7,000 students.
Yeah. So it's a bit of an uphill battle.
Right.
But I believe one day he's going to get it.
Yep. Very cool. Okay. Best player you've ever played against. Let's start with, keep it local, the Bay Area. Best Bay Area player you played against.
Okay. Bay Area.
We'll go broader after that.
I think it was Kashad Johnson, who's now on the Heat.
Yeah.
Who I think he played for Envision Academy, I think.
Okay.
Or Empower Me or something. And then he went to San Diego State. He was the best Bay player.
You played it in a club setting? As you play against him in a club?
No, in a university high school game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Club setting, like I was saying, Evan Mobley probably. Or
he's pretty good.
Kongwu.
Yeah.
But the Bay local, that was the guy.
Okay. Favorite NBA player ever?
Can I give you my top 5?
Please.
Well, Steph, Iggy, Clay, actually.
Okay.
I'd say is top.
Got a Warriors bias. It's good.
Yeah.
You like it?
I like Dre, but he's fallen off a bit for me recently.
I get it.
4th, I might have to go Wemby.
Okay.
And then 5th, I might have to go Amen Thompson. Just more of a younger.
Very athletic.
Yeah. But I'm a big fan. Well, I gotta throw Drew Holiday in there. I gotta throw J-Dub in there. I'm a big fan of the two-way defender. Steph Castle recently.
Amazing. Spurs are fun. I mean, there's some really fun teams. I love watching Castle play, and I love the Spurs.
Yeah.
And I love Detroit, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that was a collection of my favorite players.
I like it. That's a good answer. Okay. You kind of mentioned this with Duncan, but give us your NBA playing avatar. So if I'm describing Spencer Spivy's game using an NBA avatar, who would it be?
That's really tough. At times, it was Kawhi Leonard. At times, it was a Kevin Huerter.
Nice. Red Velvet.
At times it was Clay, even. Like I was saying, I went from shooter to defensive stopper.
Were you super efficient with your, with your dribbles? Like you were just a catch and shoot?
Yeah. I would say, I had good handle. At times it was like even a Luka where I would create.
Yeah.
Randy had me just play the point pretty much.
Okay.
Same with App.
6'5" point guard.
Yeah. But I'm also a believer and you don't need more than 3 or 4 dribbles to.
Amen.
You just need jab steps, the ability to shoot, and some finishes at the rim.
Keep it simple, man. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Awesome. Okay. Most important question. Best restaurant in San Francisco? I should say, favorite restaurant in San Francisco?
I think I'm a big sushi guy.
Okay.
I think it's Little Sushi Bar.
Where's this?
On Clement for California. Best fish in the city.
Little Sushi Bar.
Little Sushi Bar.
All right.
the 49er role especially is.
Okay, there we go. Awesome. Spencer, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all of your success. Thank you for sharing your story. I know some of these things are painful to talk about.
Sure.
The missed shots, the injuries, but you've emerged. You have an awesome life. You're the man. The movie Sideline Story, we'll put it in the show notes. Watch it. And I hope I see you coaching somewhere soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave.
All right, bud.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey there, Dave. I just listened to that interview with Spencer Spivy. Great work. Excellent conversation. Spencer, very thoughtful guy. I would expect nothing less as a Purple Cow. And I have some takeaways. I have some highlights in no particular order of some pieces of the conversation that resonated with me or I really liked. The shooting vitamins, that was great. I like that idea of you're going to shoot a lot, but you also need to get some reps in on a few other things. Just a little finishing drill, like a quick just reminder of those motor neuron patterns, little Mikan drill, little Kyrie Mikan version, that sort of thing. And I'm thinking, Dave, we could throw in a little podcast vitamins before we talk, a little vocal warm up, a little bop, 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 or EO, EO, that sort of thing. And maybe a little makeup too. Maybe more for me than for you. You're younger. We know that. Let's see. The whole discussion, story of how he chose Williams and the club scene and the chance, the one or two games to impress the Ivy League coaches. That was very interesting. Also disappointing. I mean, I think, frankly, Dave, I don't like that aspect of where the game is going, the transactional rather than transformational. But we've talked about that before. It was very interesting to hear Spencer tell that story and also have it resonate a little bit, or actually I'd say quite a bit, with the thought process for my daughter, who, as we know, Dave, is a runner now, cross country and a track runner at Williams, and like Spencer, was definitely attracted by the rankings piece of it, but unlike Spencer, wasn't getting really high level looks from B1. But anyway, I digress as usual. Let's see, the 10,000 shots. Love that. Love the challenge. The 10,000 hours to expertise. It's not going to be 10,000. It's not going to be the magic number for everyone. But if you don't put up 10,000, you don't have a chance. And maybe your magic number is 2,000. You get there, and then you're just maintaining excellence after that. So I really think that's a great idea for anyone in the off season, and some number of shots in the season as well. You are what you emphasize. Coach Vasquez says that a lot. And it was interesting to hear how it played out for Spencer as an offensive player under Randy Besselow, and then as a defensive player under Coach App. So he kind of got to refine both sides of his game through two different experiences. And it's too bad that he got injured and wasn't able to at least entertain playing at the next level. The discussion of life at Williams as a student athlete, a D3 athlete who was being challenged academically and trying to do too much, that again really resonated. And the opportunity during COVID to kind of take a break and reset. I think for many of us, COVID, despite being very stressful in a number of different ways, was a chance to reset. And Dave, you and I we reconnected during COVID over basketball. And this podcast would never have happened if it weren't for COVID, because we'd be off doing our own things as we were before, and wouldn't have had the time or the need for finding that outlet to shoot a lot at a gym, sometimes with masks on, and then go sit outdoors and have some burritos afterwards. And this leads me to the memory of coaching with you, the girls and boys together outdoors, just trying to get some reps in. I will say, Dave, I don't recall you playing outdoor pickup during COVID. I could be wrong, but that's not a thing that I saw. So sorry to call you out again. But, I'm here just doing some fact checking, just walking around in my driveway before I forget too many details of that interview. All right. Great job. Take care. Bye-bye.
Burke's on his feet. He looks up and gives me a grin and says, "Hey, dude, you too must be from Marin." Marin County's A-OK, from Tampa, Stinson, all the way to MA. Fresh organic veggies in the market every day. The dead